Hello everyone.
Hi guys, we just kind of wanted to do a update video on
Our lives.
our lives. Yeah, as most of you guys know, had some like marital problems, and we broke up about 6 months ago. So we just wanted to kind of talk about some things and
Some things that could help you out in your relationship or your situation that you're dealing with.
yeah, because I know it seemed like everybody's life is so perfect on social media, and that's not the fact. Everybody goes through things that they're not posting about online, or you don't know what people are suffering through daily. And I feel like relationships are so hard, and we've been together for almost 6 years now, and I mean, we've had quite bumps in the road that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, a lot of struggles, a lot of blessings, a lot of things taken away from our lives, and each year was something different. Each year was something significant that happened, whether it was positive or negative in our lives.
Yeah, and I feel like we've been through a lot, and we always just try to show the good side about our lives. We never really show too many of our struggles and things we went through, which I mean everybody does, you know. So I feel like this would be a good time to talk about things and just get real, I guess. Yeah.
We're real people just like you, you know, and we just want to make our best life choices, not only for us but for our children as well.
So yeah.
So go ahead. What do you want to say?
Well,
we're going to be starting a YouTube channel and post some videos on there.
But we thought this was important to do.
Yeah, to start it off this way.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people reached out. Like I said, a lot of people reached out to me and to him. And I feel like people want to know. So we're dating again, me and him.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like starting over.
Did you ask me out?
No, we just date. We just go on dates. We're actually living in 2 separate homes right now too, by choice. And we want to be together because we want to be together. Not because we're forced to, not because we have kids together. We love each other, and we want to make this work. We started doing counseling and stuff too, so I feel like that's been super helpful.
Let's rewind this. So, about us dating now. So, let's go into a little bit about how we first started our first relationship.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about kind of the past and stuff.
Yeah. So, when we first got together,
we moved super fast.
Yeah, she fell in love with me right away, and I mean we literally hung out
every chance we could.
Every chance we had.
We were together all the time. We got engaged like after
6 months.
6 months.
No, we were married after 6 months.
Yeah, we were married after 6 months. We were engaged
married after
like
6 months.
3 months maybe.
Yeah.
So he proposed to me 3 months after we were together.
And we were already living together.
And I was pregnant. So we were already pregnant. So I mean, went in this full force.
That was the first 3 months of our relationship.
Yeah.
Pregnant.
Engaged.
And
planning a wedding.
Yep. 6 months. Boom. We're married.
So it was really. I was pregnant at our wedding, so I couldn't have I was tired.
Yeah. I was not tired.
But I feel like even though we did move fast, I feel like God did want us together. Like, I mean, everything went together so smoothly and stuff. Like, even our wedding, I wasn't stressed. Like, I was happy, I was happy to be marrying you,
So about Jacqueline had mentioned how she was pregnant on our first wedding. We were pregnant with our daughter Solara, and after how far along were you?
I think I was 22 weeks or 23 weeks. My water broke, so we were just laying down in the bed watching a movie, and I just felt it, and I knew because I already had Genesis before too, so I knew what it felt like, and I was just like, my water broke, and I just knew from that moment, like, it wasn't going to be okay.
Yeah, so it was, and at this time I was, we were
living with family.
No, we had our own place, and then
we got our own place right after.
No, had our own place first, and then we moved in with family.
Yeah. Like right after our wedding.
Yeah.
So we always were doing so much stuff all the time.
So we were living we had our own house, and then the day after our wedding, usually you go on a honeymoon. We were moving, and we were really young at this time, so we didn't have our business. We didn't have lots of stuff going for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
this was like our struggling days.
Yeah. So I was working part-time at UPS, and I was working part-time at Home Depot.
And I wasn't working at all, so.
No, so I was young and dumb, and I was just trying to work hard and support my family that I created within a 6 month period. So it's pretty intense for me. I had a lot of, but I did it, and we decided to move in with some family to save up some money, because it's hard to make ends meet, especially here in Colorado. Mm-hmm. So her water broke.
Yeah, and I just knew that, like, and then going to the hospital, we went to Denver Health, and they were just telling us, kind of being hopeful at first, like, okay, well, we're just going to try to keep the baby in there as long as we can. Her lungs aren't fully developed yet until 24 weeks. So if at 24 weeks she has a better chance of surviving. So I was like, okay, I just want to, they're like, but if you develop an infection, because, it's like my water broke, it's like life-threatening, and I had to make a decision, which I did end up developing an infection. So I had like two options. It was to deliver her and just know there was nothing the doctors were going to do for her, like basically just let her die, or go in and have a procedure where they like vacuum her out of me and not see her or anything. And I mean, we already had her name and everything. Like, she was we were super excited. Yeah. So I wanted to go through and deliver her, and she came out. She was so little, so small.
She came out and she was gasping for air. She was alive. She lived for, I think it was like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. It was so sad, and we had the pastor come in, and he baptized her. We had family there, so they were like holding her and stuff. I didn't have Genesis meet her, which I really regret now. I really wish I would have. But it was so heartbreaking. And then to leave the hospital after you were just expecting, to have a baby in a few months, like leave the hospital empty-handed was just the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Just leaving with a box of just stuff from there. And after that, like, I feel like it just took like a really huge toll on our relationship. And like, even then, like, I started questioning, like, maybe we're not meant to be together. Because it was hard.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. So that's just one of the struggles that we had to deal with.
And I feel like after that,
on a freshly born marriage, mm-hmm. one of the struggles that we had to deal with.
And then after that, I feel like we were still like going to church, pressing in on God. Like, I was hurt. We were still mad, but we were still like pursuing our relationship with God, and like to have God in our marriage and stuff. So I feel like that's the only thing. God was the only thing that really held us together. And after that, he started driving for UPS. I mean, like, we got so many good blessings after that. Like, we were just getting blessed after that, but still, like, in my heart, I was hurting so bad, and I like had really bad depression for a long time, and I just wanted to get pregnant again and just fill that void.
So how long has it been?
It'll be like, I think it'll be 6 years. It'll be 6 years in
6 years. So
January.
6 years. Do you deal with that depression from that still 6 years later?
I feel like I feel like it's just something that broke me, I guess, So like it's always gonna hurt. I don't feel like I'm depressed anymore. I feel like but it took me a long time to get out of that. I basically, probably a year ago, I was depressed for over 5 years, and I didn't want to get out of bed. Like I even had like really bad depression after I had Malachi. Like I don't know, I just feel like we just were trying so hard to have another baby again, and it wasn't. And I feel back now, like too, because I feel like I wasn't as good as a mom, you know, that I could have been. But yeah.
And going into that, another struggle that I had to deal with, and I've never really dealt with it, is, you know, as a husband, you're supposed to be there and support your wife through these obstacles through your marriage, and I never knew how to support her depression and things like that. So that also took a really big toll on our relationship, because I didn't know how to be there for her through this depression, and I got angry about things, and really she was just struggling with depression, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, and I feel like it was just hard for me too, because like it was hard to, me and Mo are like opposites. We're so opposites. We deal with things different. We just, everything about us is different, so it's hard. Like I said, we did start doing counseling, and we try to show each other love the way that we want to be loved, but it's not always, we'll get to the other person like that, they won't like receive it the way you want to be receiving it. So it's really important to learn your partner's love language, and so you could be showing them the love they want, the way they want to be loved. Show them love. And I feel like that's really important too, because we try to do things for each other, and it just, we both were feeling like unappreciated too.
Definitely. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll answer the questions as best as we can, and get back to everyone pretty promptly. We'll make another video and answer everybody's questions. Let's see, what else do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
So after this, we were
I feel like this last year around this time is when we started having really bad problems with our marriage. I mean, like we things are always good. I mean, like God, like I said, God is always blessing us. Like we bought our house last will be 2 years in May. We bought our first house together, which was like a huge accomplishment. We like do a business together, which is really hard too, because we were together 24/7, working together, like at home, like, and it's really hard, like I said, because we are opposites and stuff and different. So we started developing, I guess, more problems this past, like a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And we broke in trust with each other. We hurt each other. We were acting immature, doing things that, I mean, I feel like this summer too, like being broken up, like we were just trying to hurt each other. And I don't know, do you want to get more in that? I don't know.
No, we don't have to.
But I don't know, you can just say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But we started having really bad problems and had a huge, really bad breakup.
Yeah, so we were out doing our own thing, and
I
like
moved out. I was staying with my mom.
Yeah, she was staying with her mom. You know, I bought another Harley, so I focused all my time and energy on, you know, the Harley. It made all my stress and everything, it made me forget about everything. So it was kind of like my escape, and it's something that I enjoy doing. So it was an escape for me, and I used it to my advantage on every chance that I could get. So
Yeah.
and what else?
I just feel like, and going through this, I feel like I was reached out by a lot of people. Like, a lot of people were positive. like about it. Like who wanted the best for me regardless, and that's what like regardless of. And I feel like we have a lot of family and friends who are super supportive, who just love us regardless if we're gonna be together or not. Like they just want the best for us and our kids. And I feel like going through this whole process, I think it really like brought sight on like who was really there for me and who wasn't, because it was hard this summer, you know, like we were both hurting, even though it didn't seem like it. And like we try to put on this big front like everything's okay, like whatever, like we love each other with our whole hearts, and we were hurting.
Yeah, and it really puts perspective on who's there for you and who wants the best for you. And when you're going through this, your friends and family always pick sides. And a lot of our close friends and family, which is great, a lot of them didn't choose sides. They were there for both of us, like, and they wanted the best for us. And since we've got back together, everyone who was cheering for us and rooting for us, and they're extremely happy to see us back together and to see us dating, and which is pretty awesome. And now we're dealing with a lot of our struggles right now is weeding out the weeds that we created throughout this breakup. And
because some people are like so mad that we're back together, or like people just wanted to like interfere, I guess. And
some people were happy to I don't want to be in,
I would think it was kind of like it was like misery loves company, kind of like that, or like people like drama, they like to see people fail. Like I feel like that's what it is too. Like it's just like a lot of people don't look out for the best intentions for you. And I feel like when you're going through something, you could really, like I said, you could really see who's there for you and who's not.
And us being back together, it's not just like, oh, yippee doo dah day, we're just so happy. It's comes with a lot of struggles.
Like we have to work at this daily.
This is a lot of hard work, and we both are going into this, and it's either we're going to give it our all or nothing at all. That's the way I think of it. Like we have to give it our all or nothing. And another way I look at it is, and this is as if you're with anybody, you know, that person is their own individual person, and they're going to make their own choices, and they have the choice to either respect you and your relationship or not. And that's the way I look at it. And
and I just feel like you don't have time for any of that negativity, because primarily you got to do what's best for you. And that's what you have to look out for. I mean, like, we've accomplished so much together. We're a great team. But we could be each other's worst enemies. Like I said, like we have to work at this, and we need a good support system. We need all like the prayers we could get. Like we have a lot to work on. I mean, like it's gonna be hard work. You know, it's not an easy thing.
And this is like any, you know, you see those couples. It's starting to get more rare and rare, but you see those couples that are together for years and years and years, and they went through their own struggles, and they've only lasted because they decided they wanted to work on it, and they respect each other. And it's important in a relationship to give each other space, and living in separate homes and stuff, it really does give us our space. And now we're hanging out and stuff because we want to. We're not forced to, because we live together, or she's not dependent on me, or I'm not dependent on her, which is really great.
Which eventually we will move back in together. But right now, like, we're just dating. Like, it's like starting all over again. Like, and this is like the best part, you know, like, Yeah.
So it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a lot of hard work. And if you're in a relationship, I feel like you just need to
Watch out for all those red flags.
Yeah. But I feel like you really need to bring God. I feel like that's the only thing that's really gonna help us. You need to ask God what He wants for you. I mean, I know like people have different beliefs, but that's what helped us.
Another thing is you can't let family or friends interfere with your guys' relationship. You know, your real family and friends are going to be there and support you no matter what your decisions are. And
just because they love you, they just want it. They should be like want you to be happy.
Yeah. So, and I want to thank everybody who's been supportive of us. You know, it's greatly appreciated, and we love you guys.
And I do want to kind of do more videos, I guess, more updates and stuff. And I feel like we should do that one thing we learned at church together, and like kind of tell people about it so they could practice that in their own relationship.
And we didn't. This wasn't pre-rehearsed.
Yeah, we just kind of
turned on the camera and wanted to talk and
fill everybody in, because I feel like people are like, what the heck is going on with them? Like, are they together? Are they not? Like, what's going on? Like, people want to know. I mean, which we don't have any problem telling you guys what's going on,
and I would love to make another video. We would love for you guys to ask us questions, you know, like it might be something that you're struggling with, or you know, just anything. We want to be able to answer your guys' questions, or if you're curious about something, we want to be able to answer your question. And this isn't easy for us. Like, this is a lot of hard work coming back into this relationship together. So, but we decided to do it. So, yeah,
it's something we both want, and I feel like it's just God brought us together for a reason. So I feel like that's the main thing too. And
Yep. That's it. Or is that it?
I think so. Unless I think that's it.
All right.
But yeah, well, thank you guys for watching, and I just appreciate any of the positive vibes and love and prayers that you guys could send back to us. And pray for us. We'll be praying for you guys. If anybody has prayer requests too, we're not I don't know. It's just like I don't know. All right, bye.
Is that it? So, peace.